CalazCon is a show about war, obsession, colonialist occupation, and the many forms of violence those inflict. See the description for content warnings specific to this episode.
You know, Sunspot? They are why Dani can, do whatever the shit she can do, right?
We just kind of want to do the bare minimum to not get, lined up against a wall and shot or something.
You know what the bare minimum would be, Basel? Is to fucking talk to me about it.
What's this about killing traitors?
We're just so, patriotic. We love the DFS, and we just want to make sure that everyone here also loves the DFS.
You know, we could make a lot of money if you just, sign autographs and stuff. Would you be up for it?
You hear a gun clicking in your head.
I'll say this, there's tons of people around. This place is always crowded, and they are always distracted by whatever they're watching.
My initial idea was to basically ask people to buy an upsell ticket to a special back door type of thing. And then I would just put them in a very long, through a door with a very long hallway and tell them once they get to the end.
It's that one.
Yeah.
Please roll.
All right, 5 dice. Hope for no ones.
You did get a 1.
Did get a 1. Got a 5. Did get a 5 though also. So that's 5 supply points and a bonus entanglement.
Yay!
Misty, we are the cops.
Jeez, it's the other cops.
Yeah, but we're not security.
I can't believe... this probably isn't an entanglement. I haven't looked in the list in a while, but I can't believe that while you're doing this, somebody just slaps you on the back. Damn.
Well, we'll see what the entanglement is.
I feel like that would have been appropriate if we'd have done the meet the star thing.
Oh,
yeah.
fuck.
I would not have been able to resist.
We almost got him.
5 fresh, shiny supply points there for you. And Misty, let's see, roll me 3 dice for an entanglement. Also going to be on table B, just like the... That's a 6.
Okay.
All right. Well,
That's bad.
Well, 6 on table B is requisition. A cohort, squad upgrade, or acquired asset is requisitioned by another squad. Choose one of the following. You give up the item, which means you get +2 trust with their patron faction. You can bribe them with personnel, but the amount of personnel it will take to bribe them is equal to your tier +3, so that would be 6. Or you can hide the object or push back, and you lose 1 status with that squad and the faction.
So who is it?
Let's see, who is it? And what do you have that I can take? No, Tortellini is safe.
Tortellini is not an asset.
He's a detractor.
Tortellini is a liability. Be eating up all the possum chow.
Can I make a suggestion that'd be relevant to earlier events? Zach now knows that we have his illegal device that is proof.
We don't have it anymore. We tossed it out. Also because it was a nuke and I said no nukes. You could take the vehicle, I guess, but it doesn't feel particularly interesting because he probably has another one already.
Yeah, I don't think he was particularly attached to the vehicle itself.
We have a side business. We have quarters, prowess, infirmary, sapper access, and composed, which I'm vetoing composed because we just got it.
Yeah, I can't think of a way for that to be taken away anyway. What did you say, Christine?
Oh, they're gonna take my body pillow.
Never.
Oh no, but it would be really funny if Zach. It's not even like a thing he intentionally does. It's just like he has the same idea, but he has more resources, so it starts running you out of business.
Does he have a job? Jesus Christ.
I mean, his job appears to be, directly fucking with you.
I was going to say, this seems like something that would have to be intentional if it's that.
Poppy's concurring the job, pointing at the screen.
Listen, as long as he loves what he does, he'll never work a day in his life.
And he never has.
Let's see, other than the side business, y'all don't have a lot of stuff that would be fun to fuck with.
We get copyright strikes.
I can't believe that Misty's going to be barricaded in his train car with the body pillows, both as sandbags and as the stuff he's protecting behind him.
Which of our things did we take from other people?
Inventory, or...
That was the infirmary, was originally intended for terminal company.
I mean, it would make sense that, like, there has been an order for someone to, like, come repossess the infirmary that has just been, like, bouncing, and then he's just like, actually, I'll do it. I got this one.
Yeah, you know what? I've got a day free.
I've just gotten in with the squad. They love me over there. Dani, I know her. She's a coworker. She's a great friend.
Christine, how did you have a particular way in which you wanted the Avi that we were talking about earlier to show up?
Yeah, I assumed it would be a rival move. With her getting court-martialed for the misunderstanding of stealing an Avi and lightly tasering a superior officer. Yeah, I assumed that it would be a exchange of goods and official support on the record.
This kind of sounds like an appropriate time for that to happen.
I like to sit around and think about how to hurt my characters, if anyone's wondering. Then I text them to Hadrian, and he's like, "That's fucked up."
That is the point of playing a game.
We only meet so many times a month, so there's a lot of time for me to forget what happens, including, notably, during the cut loose, I literally forgot what Christine was saying to me seconds after it happened, and
legitimately assumed that was just Basel being like just gaslight girl boss.
I did too, just being like just ignoring what was said to you and be like, it's this other thing.
No, you said it to me, and I just it was just instantly gone.
God.
And I'm so sorry.
You're fine.
Yeah. Look, we all girl boss too close to the sun sometimes.
I was going to jokingly type Twitch is a bimbo, and then, well...
No, unfortunately, Twitch is being played by a bimbo. Don't try this at home, kids.
You're not my mother.
Uh-huh, yeah.
That's so true, bestie. That's so right.
My mother is not a bimbo.
No, I'm saying that Alex can't tell me what to do.
Uh-huh.
I'll get played by
I did,
any bimbo
on
I
the
want.
mothers being bimbos subject, I did just get a text message from my mom that contains literally every smiling emoji that exists.
Ideal text.
Requisition. And what happens is... at some point, it's not like in the tunnels of the subway base, but like the main entrance and exit that you use. Zach Richardson does pull up in a new Bally song. This one, however, is not standard issue. This is a big custom job. Whoa, that's big. And since this is Dani's old Avi, I'll let Christine describe the left-hand fist.
Well, it's a standard ballet song in design. It's green and white porcelain designs with gold inlays. The face is covered with several eyes, and there are a couple of different sigils inscribed upon it. Most of the ceramic-like designs are floral in nature. She has her old call sign, Breaker, both as a sigil and written where the unit number is.
So this ballet song and several cargo trucks roll up and post outside the main entrance exit of your FOB. Does anybody go investigate, or are they going to have to come in?
I sense a overinflated sense of self, so I know who's out there, and I'm not going out there.
Hex will go out there.
Misty looks at Rex like, what's going on, boss?
What do you want?
Let's see. You are Ergo Hex. We're
Don't wear it out.
I'm just here to execute a simple requisition order on behalf of the DFS. Looks like we're going to need to take the infirmary equipment that the 86 is misappropriated and deliver it back to the original intended destination, which is the DFS frontline for Terminal Company. Looks here like they needed a lot more than you do. Where's your specialist Hart around here? She'll
She doesn't really care about Dani, but she's a person, so is like presses like an intercom button, says, "Rex, could you get out of here? Get out here? We there's a requisition order." And then like looks at this guy as like, Specialist Hart is out in the field. I am not sure when she's going to get back.
That's a damn shame.
Behind their back, sends a text to Rex that says this so that he doesn't fucking contradict me.
Well, it takes a minute for Rex to get off his ass and get up here, but in the meantime...
He has to put on pants.
He had to put on real pants. In the meantime, Zach has given the order to the crew to dismount and get ready to load up. Rex meanders his way out with his phone in hand, reading the text message.
I hate him so much.
Well, I didn't think this order was going to get executed for a while. I just assumed at this point it got lost in the shuffle. Who are you? And he, of course, just responds with his full name and rank. And then Zach is like, "Oh, Rex Nevermore, huh? Been a while, buddy." And Rex's face just goes white, and he clams up very quickly. This is partially due to a hidden history, and partially due to me not wanting to have a conversation with myself.
That's fine.
Hex is just like looking at this like exchange of like plot beat, and is like just like presses a button to open the door. Just get the shit and get out of here. Because personally, it's fine if someone else tries this out. I don't think Hex cares enough about like it's an infirmary. We can get another one. It's fine.
All right. Is Dani actually out of the base? Didn't sound like it.
No, that was a cover.
Yeah.
Does Hex text anyone else that we are pretending that Dani is not here?
You know what? Hex did put that into the group chat.
Yeah, so it's just like Dani is doing whatever, and like, boom, like Basel has kicked the door open. It's like, we gotta move right now.
At this point, I think, Zach has dismounted. Is going in with the crew to get the stuff and get it loaded up. As he passes Hex, just sort of cuts a side eye and is like, shouldn't be lying to superior officers, champ.
Yeah, I don't care. Get out of my face.
As he's entering, I think Basel has grabbed Dani's hand and is just like frantically running down the tunnel.
I'm not leaving my fucking home because of him.
No. Okay, listen. Okay, listen. We don't have time for this. Do you know how to lie?
Yes, I know how to
Then
lie.
let's go. Continues tugging you along.
Are we standing up to this requisition, or are we losing the infirmary?
I mean,
I feel like Basel and Hex are like weird and just listen. It's not worth it. But I don't know how everyone else.
How you feeling, Misty?
Oh, Misty is happy to fight for this.
Uh-oh. We're at yet another impasse. So Dani does not, I think, wants to.
Of the three of you, Misty is the only one that's had like real direct
he shot Misty.
contact. This fucker.
He fucking shot Misty. Just because of a little misunderstanding involving some trance powder. Whatever. Grow up.
So, okay. We are extremely at another impasse, I think, that we had last time during the mission where two of us were like, oh, let's do one thing, and the other half said, let's do the other. So, do we want to...
That's not what happened, but yeah, if let's discuss what we actually want to do then.
if you put a fight up for it, the other option is we just lose the trust, which I don't really care. I don't think really to play this out. If you fight for it, then I just think we just lose the trust, right? Like,
yeah.
I'll tell you what. I think what Misty does is say, go to Basel, stops Basel and Dani from running away, and says, how fast can you rig something to blow on a timer?
Fuck. I was going to say just convince Rex to say no, but...
Basel pulls out, a bunch of, C4 packs and is just look, just put these wherever you want, okay?
I think Misty's like, come with me. And Misty wants to take Basel and sneak over to the new ballet song.
Oh, sorry, all right, I guess we're, Dani, I guess you're right. We're not letting him. All right, let's go.
So we're letting the infirmary go, but we're going to blow up the ballet song.
I'd at least want to disable it, take the legs out so he has to get in one of the trucks and ride along. But on the way of sneaking over, I'm definitely going to be kicking Rex in the ass saying, do your fucking job.
Okay, so we just we just lose the trust. Truly, we can have the bit of the ballet solid's legs blow up because that's pretty funny, but we don't need to sit on this one.
It sounds like somebody's fishing for a rival move here, and it sounds like it's Misty.
Yeah, this is fine.
I mean, you said he was doing it.
Yeah, all right.
Show us the consequences.
This is some big shit to be doing against a dude who's literally psychic and knows you personally. So your consequence is going to be losing one tick off of your drive clock. Because you have his attention now.
I'm going to take the protect action. Not really because that Hex cares about Misty enough to, put their life on line. It's just that, Hex is very tired and would like for this guy to stop showing up. Unfortunately for Hex, that's not good. That's not how that's going to work, but they're going to put in the effort a little bit. And I think this is almost they are doing some talking to keep him distracted. But I think part of this is the because his thing, he has broadcast. He enforces effects onto people. So he just can't read Hex, and as long as Hex is nearby, he's having trouble doing the minimal reading. And that's probably just a resolve.
Resist, yep.
Whew. I'm not good at that particularly, and as long as I don't get a really bad number, it's fine. Okay, I took no stress.
No stress. You did roll a 6. Yeah.
Yeah. Hex deals with a lot of assholes all of the time, so dealing with another one is just kind of like smooth and easy.
So who gets Rex out of his stupor?
Basil throws a banana at him in a callback to our first episode.
After his initial shock gets shaken off, Rex actually does go to work and do his job and stops the requisition team with an astonishing array of bureaucratic bullshit and calling in up the command chain and demanding forms and whatnot and blah, 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 et cetera, et cetera. So they're forced to leave because they're missing some piece of vital documentation.
Can I do like a gather information about like what's with like Rex's weird spooky aura that jumps up sometimes?
I don't. How would you like to do that?
This is probably like an hour later when Hex is like, if he could do that before, why wasn't he doing it all the time? And then just starts, hacking. Just starts hacking.
Mm-hmm.
Looking through people's personal files.
4.
4.
All right. Well, I get you the information that you're looking for. And that information is probably that you learn that Rex is also a product of a secret soldier program. But it's nothing like Sunspot. It's really just like a genetics program that the DFS started a long time ago. Manufacturing anti-material soldiers.
Anti-material soldiers?
Giant killers.
Okay. Yeah, I know your OC showed up. Yeah, okay.
Yes, my very own OC is on screen the whole time.
You mean the character that Hadrian drew that kind of looks like Hadrian? Is
yeah.
Weird.
What? No.
He's just as tall, too. 7 feet. When does that bomb go off?
Absolutely, as he's walking away.
I agree.
The trucks are driving off. Zach is, the mech is also stomping off. The LV is also stomping off, and Basil just looks at you, and we each have one detonator for each of the leg bombs, and just like we both click it, and then the mech, the LV just kind of like it looks like it trips, and then it falls flat on its face.
Misty, when Zach gets out of the mech, Misty says, "Oh, you're sleeping on the job again."
What was the damage to the mech exactly? I know that there was explosive in the legs, but yes.
Yeah, it's not going to be anything major, but it's enough to make it fall down.
It's like, Christine, it's like if a Gunpla has really weak ball joints in the ankles, and you just hit the
I thought you blew its leg off.
Stop it. Bad.
No.
Water spray.
It probably looked more like he doesn't know how to pilot the mech properly than anything.
It's really more like a, wow, you really got to look out for those potholes on these streets, man.
Yeah.
Dani definitely starts running towards the mech and stops herself.
Now, since we have a connection, is there anything that kind of like comes to me that like you're having an emotional connection here? I don't know how this works.
Listen, yeah, so the way that I see it working is that like as long as you don't let each other in too deep, you can only I can access your brain.
Perfect. Wonderful.
And we can share things. You can send something to me with a lot of like focus. You do not have access unless I grant it.
Okay. So you're not likely to like seep emotions through the connection or anything.
Not unless I'm incredibly distressed, I think. But I feel like you can see how distressed I am, but you don't feel it.
It's more like a walkie-talkie than a mood ring.
Yeah.
Yeah. Zach is different, just because he is also psychic, and
Yes.
also they have had decades of kind of enmeshment, one might say.
No.
Also, his whole thing is just digging into people's brain and putting things there.
Okay, resolve that entanglement. We got our 5 supply points. All right, and everybody has one more free downtime activity.
Hex would be like, on like a fictional would be like, I'm gonna go hang out with Basel. But, like, I've only done Cut Loose with Basel. And I should probably do Cut Loose with someone else. But the thing is, I don't think Dani or Hex are really looking to spend any time with each other. So I think that we would probably have to be, like, on a player level, arrange what would happen, what would be required for them to have to spend a significant amount of time each other outside of the mission.
Rex puts us in a get along shirt.
It's just one of his t-shirts.
We probably still have to do, like, some amount of, like, regular training. Maybe he assigns us to do the same thing. I don't know what it would be, because our skill sets don't super overlap.
I don't know. Maybe he senses the weird energy between us and makes us, like, run an obstacle course, or, like, just do some basic training, like
having a very deep, tumultuous conversation while you're doing fucking Ninja Warrior shit. Because we have prowess training, so we probably do have, like, a gym thing.
Yeah, there's definitely just, like, PT equipment here.
I think it's just, like, we're both, like, go up to, like a printed schedule of things we need to do when we're not on mission, and then there's just, like, an hour-long block of Dani and Hex obstacle training.
Oh my god. What it says is the regular schedule's, like, sort of scribbled off with a ballpoint pen, and in that hour it just says Dani and Hex work your shit out.
I think Hex actually is okay, I guess.
It's a Cheeto dust pink.
Yeah.
Cheeto better be giving us some kickbacks. I swear to God.
Yeah, I just think this scene is probably starting with, like, maybe Dani walks in and Hex is already, like, doing some acrobatic shit. They're kind of, you know, they're in the zone. They're feeling themselves because this is the kind of stuff that they do.
Dani's doing those, like, arm stretches very, like, not optimistically. I don't think she's done obstacle training for a while.
Hex is, like, I think Hex is doing the, like on, like, some gymnastic poses, like kind of, like, just practicing being able to, like, jump, like, leap between them, and, like, lifts himself up and is sitting on one.
Mm-hmm.
Do you?
Yeah, I scrabble my way up there somehow. I'm out of breath. Look, I gather intel, okay?
Yeah, I noticed. How about I'm just gonna work you through, like, just a basic exercise situation so that you can, like, I need to know that if we start having to run off somewhere that everyone can keep up. So we're gonna take this slow.
Okay.
Basically, this is all of for I guess the Coven shippers. I guess that's what it is. Because you were a witch and my name is Hex. This is the answer for you, because it's just Hex being like a personal trainer for, like, an hour.
Calazar fans, absolutely.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
You know what? Dani does ask, since you brought it up, the magical connection. She is way out of breath. So, why are you called Hex exactly?
It's my name. It's my family's name.
Oh, sorry, I thought it was your call sign.
It was, like, deeply bemused. No,
Okay. Cool. How'd you guys get that name?
Not really sure. I think it was just, the generational ships. I think it was just someone picked a word that they liked. It stuck.
So, no psychics in your bloodline, then?
Absolutely not.
Good.
Saying absolutely not as you're feeling the, like, I don't have to sense this guy.
Am I feeling that?
I think it does shift a little bit. Like, it's not nothing. It is, like, I want to say an actual thing and not just say like a meme at you.
It's so hard. I know.
It's okay. I will just lean into my first thought. You know that that Reductress post about when Deepsley wants someone to just be normal about her. Hex has no investment, so it's just seeing Dani as what is in front of him, which is mostly just like, no, the 60-year-old agent has not been doing the exercises.
I'm a specialist. Fuck off.
You gotta keep it up. You never know when you're gonna be in crisis. Yeah, I think that's just it. I don't think they have any deep discussion because maybe the next time I have to cut loose with someone else, but I think Hex is very just like, this is we're doing this activity and this is what we're gonna do.
Yeah, we put on our get along shirt. We got along. We got some physical energy out. I've learned that there's no known psychic abilities in Hex's family.
Mm-hmm.
But right now, let's see a die roll to see how much stress this relieves for Hex. 2 stress.
Oh my fucking god, come on! I'm at 3, so I have 7. So it's not the worst. But like, it's very annoying.
Yeah.
Just have another cut loose and then just have another entanglement. Or destroy relationships.
Misty wants to try and finish out that clock.
Make friends with Blackfriar Gray. How are you going to do it? You are guaranteed success on this one, so.
I mean, that man showed up with his house with beer. Doesn't matter how you knew where he lived. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, I was going to try and keep it more like a professional thing.
A professional relationship with Blackfriar Gray?
Oh, yeah.
But
yeah, he seems like he keeps good boundaries, personally.
Yeah.
So is that what it is? Just you continuing to leave these little gifts and bribes with notes, attributing it to yourself?
I was actually going to say, like, I was going to leave him a second replica flintlock so he could use 2 at once and say, for next time.
Oh, yes. Fuck yeah.
Oh my god. I think you should do that. I like that. I think you should roll, Sway.
I think I won't allow you not to. I've got 2 guns up right now.
Okay, you've rolled a 6. 6 is going to net you 3 ticks of success. Now, there is a Beam Saber rule that doesn't get used very often, which is if you finish a long-term project and have ticks left over, if you want to immediately start a related new long-term project, you can put those ticks on that clock.
Seduce Blackfriar. Seduce Blackfriar. Seduce Blackfriar.
Let's go, baby.
And then become lovers and run away together.
Yeah.
Misty.
Listen, you gotta.
Spy versus spy. The ending you always want.
Misty Friar.
You could just disappear with your lover.
Chad has gone stone silent.
What would Misty actually want to do? Like, because there is a path where I try and get Blackfriar to, like, leave with me. Ooh, yeah.
I was about to say the same thing.
I like that.
And he'll be a specialist, too, which is the best kind of cohort. IMO.
And I get a tick on my drive clock, right?
And the recruit him as a specialist cohort is going to be 8 ticks. What's Basel up to?
I don't know if you know this, but I'm trying to make a fine AR decoy.
Uh-huh.
And, I just want to keep going at it, you know? It's just such a fun and contemplative action to do. So I'm going to keep doing it.
Well, you're currently at 1 tick out of 8. Are you going to be doing some more engineering, or are you going to come at it sideways somehow?
I'm, in fact, going to continue doing engineering. And I got a 6
2
this
dice,
time.
and you rolled a 6. So that's 3
Thank God.
ticks.
Now, I could spend a supply to upgrade that to a crit and get 5 ticks.
Indeed, you could do that.
Yeah, you should just do
And
that.
in fact, I will be doing that. I don't know if it's generic supply. It's probably material.
We'll
right?
always spin the generics first. Okay, that puts you at 6 out of 8. With this, how does the supply point help you out?
Well, I don't know if you know this, but Basel just stole a bunch of shit from the main base.
That's true.
That's so true, bestie. You're so right.
Excellent. All right, Dani, that last free downtime activity, what you doing?
I will tell you out loud that you can go ahead and move one of those supply points to train, because I'm going to train prowess. I don't need to really describe that scene. It's just Hex working out more fan service.
Shirt on, shirt off?
Mix of both. Tank top. Tank top that
best of both worlds.
It's tank tops that have like the really long sleeve holes that you're like, this is hoe shit.
Gotcha.
Congratulations.
Okay, that's one more supply point spent for the prowess training.
I'm going to train prowess. So I am sneaking into the Blue Sky Endowment is a university. I believe they have a hangar base. Dani's going to sneak in there to get a bucket of paint. She's going to look at the mech that she spent probably about 10 years working the details on, and she's taking that bucket of paint and splashing it all over her work. Particularly, and I would like to remind the audience, she was 19 when she was piloting this mech and decorating it. On the left side, there's a heart, and in the heart, there's a sigil that might be composed of their names. Dani. And over the heart, she writes, "Fuck you, puppet."
I've now successfully uploaded the image that Christine sent me, which is the same image of the left-hand fist, but it has been vandalized as described.
Unfortunately, Zach does still have one more rival move.
Sure does.
Look, it could have been anyone. We're all trying to find the guy who did this.
I've got to put my bad guy hat on now.
Uh-oh. Can't I just do whatever I want with no consequences, please?
with your pink shirt that says bad guy on the back.
Yeah, I got my bright pink shirt. It says bad guy. And as Dani is leaving, I'm assuming probably feeling somewhat self-satisfied and gaining 2 points.
Oh, I am literally and emotionally pumped.
Two fresh points in your prowess XP track. There's like 2 sets of doors you have to leave through, so it keeps the air conditioning in. You open the first set of doors, and Zach is just standing, leaning against the wall before the second set of doors.
Does he have no job?
Like we said, his job is bothering you.
And he just kind of cocks a wry smile at you and goes, You just can't fucking leave me alone, can you? I knew you'd come back. I want you to take level 2 harm. What's it gonna be this time? Previously, have you known? I don't know if there's a one word for it, but the feeling that you can't escape, that's what you have. Trapped, yeah. Level 2 harm trapped is what he's doing to you right now. He's definitely projecting the feeling of desperation and want for the past onto you.
It sounds like a resolve.
For sure.
You could just think bitch
roll
real hard.
Just think bitch just as hard as you can.
He's used to that for me. Yeah, I guess I will roll my resolve and see how it goes before I do anything.
Mm-hmm. You rolled a 5, so it costs you 1 stress to resist this. And I'm going to say this is an all. This is an.
Level 1
I'm going to say this is an all or nothing resist.
Hooray!
All right, give it to him.
Your hair, whack. Your shoes, whack. Your outfit,
your Mac, whack.
Your mind, whack.
Me, I'm sick as fuck.
I think she does say what I've been saying all session of Zach, don't you have a job to do? You must be so crushingly alone.
Ooh.
And I brush
it hurts because it's absolutely true. But on the outside, now you can read his emotions better than anybody else's, and you know he is boiling right now.
Can I add one more thing? I'm going to get really close to him and say, I'd kick you in the fucking dick right now, but I know how badly you want me to touch you. And then I leave.
Jesus Christ.
Thank you.
Spending one supply to have. Start playing.
And you get the dynamic drama TV handheld shot as you like slam through the door and go out, and he steps out to follow you, and the camera follows you, and he's like, "You'll fucking be back, I know it." And he turns around and starts yelling, he's like, "Somebody clean my fucking mech off."
Well, can't do that without ruining the bottom paint job, so I say good day for Dani. Can't have any piece of me.
All right, that's all of our free downtime activities. Who's spending some supply points?
Yeah, you want to fuck up an ex's day as well?
Sure.
Oh, hell, shit.
What's Misty's prowess training look like?
I think it's, instead of the normal collection route, finds some new places to sneak into, tries to sneak past some lower level security and stuff like that. Nothing too extreme, just keeping things sharp.
I like Misty's just a little scamp for fun.
Okay. Well, that's good for 2 XP in your prowess track. So go ahead and mark that. Now, we've got to spend at least one more supply or it's going to go to waste. Actually, 2...
we have to spend one more supply.
Actually, you need to spend at least 1 supply and 1...
I'm going to start a new clock. I am... for the audience, 2 of the people here have seen me do funeral-related long-term projects before, and they've always been bad. Because what I'm going to do is there's probably a funeral for Royal Red happening right now.
That seems likely.
And so what Hex is going to do is, under the cover of optical camouflage, just sneak in and is kind of trying to look for people who trying to gauge people who might have understood what actually happened and are maybe more tired of all of this than they're maybe letting on. Because this clock is going to putting together recruiting a potential list of people who I could bring together for a mercenary squad. And who better than people I've already worked with and are also sad. This will give me a drive.
Yes. We'll say 4 ticks. You're just gathering contacts for the future here.
I think this is a prowl, because I'm kind of just sneaking around and staring at people's faces, being a massive creep. 6! I'm spending another supply point to make it
a crit.
Finish this clock right now, which gives me a drive tick.
Alright, and if there is a related clock that you would like to start to put your leftover tick on?
How big would the clock be for getting people in on my plan of let's get the fuck out of here. We don't need to be here anymore.
This one seems like it's probably a little more complicated, so we'll say 6. It requires actual commitment from other people, which I think is a little more of a reach than just identifying people that might agree.
Especially when they realize that I'm maybe not actually as committed to the mercenary squad thing and more committed to the you could leave with me. We could get out of here. Basel, you wanted to spend our extra personnel point.
I do have an idea for how to spend this personnel point, but I extremely have more roles I'd like to do as well. The thing you know what? Listen, I think it's time we frame Zach for treason.
Ayo.
Okay.
And this is extremely, to me, is a personnel using maneuver.
Well, yeah, this would be a long-term project, yes.
And I think this is the whole squad getting in on it. I think is one day during a briefing, Twitch comes in and just plops down it's like made of construction paper because, you know, she's just kind of been like going by, like seeing like various CalazCon like storefronts and being like, oh, you know, like looking in their trash and be like, oh, there's just like a whole fucking like bit of construction paper and all this stuff. And it's you know, there's glitter on it because, you know, sometimes you just end up with the glittery paper and stuff like that. And it just says, she like gives a whole presentation and it's just like, it's time to frame Zach for treason.
Yeah, you do all of that, and then Hex looks at Dani. He's like, do you want to do that?
Can I just say ahead of all of this that the vibe I get is the Mac from It's Always Sunny giving his all scientists are bitches presentation.
Misty definitely leans forward excited and says, yes, this is why I joined. Let's go.
What's this fucking guy's name again? Zach Galifianakis? Zachary Richardson. There we go.
Yeah, but like Hex does ask Dani, is this something you want to do?
We can't do this. Dani is looking very defeated at the table right now. Also, you ruined my jigsaw puzzle putting down. God damn it. I was like 5 pieces away.
Hex pulls a piece of paper off of mess and like scribbles down. There's no really, really good way to hide, like, you know about this psychically, but, like, at least there won't be, like, digital evidence. It just writes, like, do you want this to happen but not be involved? And, like, are you worried about what might happen to you?
Oh, no. I don't want to... Because,
like, I do want to say, because I feel like a psychic, a person who is not a psychic, can kind of tell at this point, like, Zach deeply hurt her, and is like, Hex, I don't think there's a part of Hex that's unable to not be like, I could just fuck him up and like, we can keep you out of it. That's just like not a thing they wouldn't put on the table, no matter what current feelings are about each other.
Don't want this coming up now.
Do you, Christine, have plans?
Again, also a real short campaign.
You're right. Well, okay. Well, I mean, at least 2 of them already. So Hex, unfortunately, I don't know how this is gonna work, but we're gonna get telepathy together.
Get on that Zoom call.
I think them writing them extremely doing the like, I can do this without you knowing about it, I think is definitely revealing. So
guess what, folks?
You already know about it.
Dani still loves him.
Great. Great. You love to see it.
Yeah, she knows.
Now that's a Beam Saber rival.
Okay. She kind of breaks down a little bit because she doesn't speak about this to fucking anyone, but you guys are pressing the issue of like, why can't we do this thing? It would solve so many issues. Because of what they are and because of their history, she sees him as he sees himself, and she sees him as how she sees him, and she sees what he wants to be and his potential. And he is such a piece of shit, but no one sees themselves as a piece of shit, and she knows he has the potential to be good, and she's still in love with him, and she will never let him in again, she tells him herself. But she cannot let people ruin his life for things that he did not do. They broke up the last time because he's doing this fucking propaganda shit with the thing that ruined both of their lives, and he's just grinding up little kids into the meat grinder of the war machine, and she cannot support that, but she desperately wants to be with him still.
Well, if that's so revealing, I think you have a telepathic connection with Rex now, too. Just
Oh, no, he's like in the kitchen eating cereal while she does this?
Fuck.
No. Oh no, I feel totally needs judgment. Just Just let him go. He's trash. I wouldn't touch him. He's that bad of trash.
Tortellini sitting there like psychic symbol of girl, you can do so much better.
Basil scratches out frame and writes expose.
What Hex says is, okay, we'll drop it, and then like pushes all the shit out of the room, and then when we leave the room, Hex looks at Misty and Twitch and Basil and is like, okay, so we're gonna ruin his life, right?
Yeah, I thought, yeah. Uh-huh.
Okay.
I mean,
okay, great.
Maybe I mean, there's probably enough dirt that's real to just get him, you know? You know, if part of it is like, you know, fake, you know, making up fake shit about him, like, I bet there's a ton of shit about this guy. He hangs out with that like tabloid guy, like shit.
We'll do a 3-point attack. I can find every little digital leftover print that he's left. Misty can do talking to people he's known, and then you just need to write the expose. I almost said diss track, and then Hex would not say diss track.
Uh-huh.
I mean, listen, new
That's
media.
Right. I've also changed the long-term project name to Cancel Zachary Richardson. How's that going to work out? Listen, don't worry about it. This is Beam Saber, baby.
Yeah, you definitely get +1d to starting list.
Uh-huh. All right.
Let's see. Well, we got to figure out what the mechanical effect is going to be on him.
He's just going to stay a rival. Like, the result, the truth of the thing is, like, we cannot unmake him as a rival. One, because you have 3 things, and 2, I suspect that Christine would like him to still be shit to us, which I think is cool and fine. But what we could do is get him massively demoted, because like there's definitely an in-fiction thing of like half of him being able to like keep showing up is that like he got that cushy job.
How does that translate? Like that's fictional, but like is it? Oh, he gets less rival moves.
Sometimes a long-term project is just fictional.
That's true.
Yeah, like it would change the framing a lot.
I would say you lower his tier, but he's already tier 1.
Give him tier 0.
Tier 0 trash.
Yeah, I think this clock maybe just needs to be fictional because it's caught up in like a bunch of stuff that we know that like we cannot like. One, there isn't any actual interest in taking him off the board right now, and 2, he doesn't have like.
I'll tell you what it.
He doesn't have like.
I'll tell you what it will do mechanically. Is it'll give you 2 trust with both the Jovangelians and CalazCon.
I don't want a trust with CalazCon.
No, I'm okay with that.
Might I offer an alternative 1 trust with each of the factions?
Including DFS?
That would be more acceptable to me.
I guess it does make sense.
I mean,
how long is this clock?
Why would we get trust with DFS if he's their like face right now?
The DFS is a big faction, and the thing that it would do is take any kind of potential eternal strife and try and whip it up into something useful. Zachary Richardson having his like meteoric fall is like useful to them in one way or the other. And also the other thing about it is like I think the question could also be turned into like Jovangelians and the CalazCon don't necessarily get as much from him disappearing because he's on his own not much of a threat.
Everybody gets a chance to spin the news however they want. Yeah, I'm going to say 8 because it's fictionally a pretty big thing.
I know that I'm getting +1d to my thing, but you know what? I believe this might be a sway. We're attempting to convince people. Would you say, maybe?
Probably. How much do you have in sway?
Now, you see, I have a 0, but you know what I do have? I have an ability here called crowdsource. Spend 2 stress to use a squad mate's action rating instead of your own by describing how you make use of their knowledge. And I think that because we've had a strategy meeting with Misty and Hex and Basil, that we're coordinating on our messaging. And so I'm going to be rolling 4 dice for this.
Excellent.
And that's a crit, baby.
Wow,
Crit, baby.
hell of a diss track.
That's 5 immediately. It turns out, I think it's really easy. I think it's just, that's how we get so far, because it's like, he's like a hidden stare, or a missing step type of guy, you know?
Also, the other thing is that, like, Misty and Hex are basically not literally made to do this kind of thing, but their skill sets are really good at just being, like, pulling out information and then, like, distributing it in a way where it can't be immediately removed.
Finding the receipts and then anonymizing them.
Hex voice. I think the last time I did this, it was to a sinner. That was a little bit more fun, because he was just, like, a normal shithead and not, like, psychic and abusive.
Prior to this, and I'm still on my high of like, really pissed him off, I'm going to go during the daytime to the DFS terminal company locker, and I'm going to command a bunch of people to, like, raise security levels, because this is unacceptable. And, you know, like, I understand, like, it's going to bring the amount of fear levels up in the community, and we gotta just kind of whip ourselves into shape and, like, pull together and make sure that this campus is a safe space for everyone.
All right, so you've rolled a 2. So that's 1 trust with the DFS gained.
It's terrible, the actions of some people.
Yeah. We're all looking for the guy who did this. I would like to, finish up this, my long-term project about making my AR decoy really work. I'm going to spend that material for that. I'm going to keep engineering.
Is it? One moment. Personnel here.
What? Oh, well, you know what? That's so true.
If you were manufacturing a thing that already existed and you just wanted a copy of it, that would be, you're inventing a whole new thing. So.
There is a reason why we said we don't actually need much material.
Okay. Yeah, so I'm gonna get back to trucking. So I just I got 6, so that's 3 ticks.
Yep, your fine AR decoy on your equipment list now. Okay, and so that's...
If that's the end, then I need to use my little something on the side.
Yep, go ahead and make that roll.
And that's
well, you
crit.
You rolled a crit, but you can only get one drive tick added. What's your little something on the side look like?
I think Misty gathers some supplies for the ballet song, like some paint and parts and stuff like that.
Man, we were just picking the poor DFS reserves just clean for little raccoon hands.
Oh no, most of this is probably coming from CalazCon, actually.
Oh, Artist Alley?
More like the food vendors and stuff like that.
No, they're just trying to get...
Look, we're going to turn this thing into a food
corpse.
truck.
Are you painting your mech with ketchup? What?
And if I remember correctly, the plan was to turn it into a food truck disguise.
A
walking food truck.
Sure.
Okay, well, it sounds like we've come to the end of our downtime activities, everyone. Now, I believe there's one more thing to wrap up.
I wanted to do a little scene. I think this scene is, like, kind of hazy. I think it is a dream that is happening. I don't think there's any audio. It's just like in the television version. This is no audio. It's just like the howling of wind. It is of the siege on Hestiel. Hex is like weeks and weeks ago at this point. This Hex is wandering through the dust. Like, I don't think there's any like explosions happening, but it's like people are moving by, rushing past them as they're just kind of in a daze, moving away from the battlefield. And right before the scene closes, they hear like a voice, like an older man's and an older woman's voice. They just say, "You need to get out of the brush," and then fades to black.
Thanks for listening to CalazCon. This episode was edited by ScienceBird. You can find them on Twitter as @Vetero. That's VETARO. Sound balancing for this episode was done by Christine Blight. You can reach her for voice acting at cvblight@gmail.com. The show's music is by Devin Nelson. You can find them on all social media at Devin Decibel. If you'd like to support CalazCon, you can find us on Patreon at patreon.com/CalazCon. Please tell your friends about the show too. Remember, all glory to Calazar.